Very good. So let us connect the definition of slope to parallel and perpendicular lines. We say that two lines are parallel to each other if they have the same slope. We say that two lines are perpendicular to each other. Like this. If their slopes are negative reciprocal. So parallel and perpendicular. Equality between slope is very clear. M1 is equal to M2. For example, you have y equals to 2x plus 1. The other line is equal to 2x plus 5. Since the slope of these two lines are the same, you expect these two lines to be parallel to each other. So if you graph these two lines, you're moving in parallel to each other. They have the same slope. M1 is 2, M2 is 2 as well. They are equal to each other and you have parallel lines. When you're talking about perpendicular lines, their slopes are negative reciprocal of each other. It means that M1 is equal to negative, so we need a negative sign, negative 1 divided by M2. The reciprocal, it means that you have to flip the second number. For example, y is equal to 2x plus 1, and the second line, y is negative 1 over 2 x plus 5. M1 is 2 and M2 is negative 1 divided by 2. Negative reciprocal. There we go. That's all. We expect these two lines to be perpendicular. If we graph them, the very first line is an increasing line. The second line has negative slope, which is definitely decreasing, but since they are negative reciprocal, they are intersecting at a right angle. So if you have equation of one line, you can easily write equation of the second line based on if they are parallel or perpendicular to each other. Let's go over a couple of examples for you. In this example, I say, hey, find the equation of lines that are parallel and perpendicular to the line y equals to, let me follow the note, y equals to 2/3 x minus 5/3 and passes through the point 2 and negative 1. Perfect. So what is given to us? Equation of a line is given to us. 2/3 times x minus 5/3. We are finding equations of lines that are parallel to this line, perpendicular to this line. Okay, and both of them are passing through the point 2 and -1. Perfect. So I'm going to just erase these so we have enough space. When we are talking about parallel lines, so let me just write the parallel one here. For parallel lines, by definition, lines must have the same slope. Equation of a line in general is written as y equals to mx plus b. Well, what is the slope of that line? The slope that I see here is 2/3. So I'm going to just copy the same thing for the parallel line. Y is equal to 2/3 x plus b. But what is b? Now find b. To find b, we're going to use the point on the line. It says, hey, my x is 2, my y is -1. -1 is equal to 2/3 times 2 plus b. So -1 is 4/3 plus b. So just move this a little bit here. So b is equal to -1 minus 4/3, and b equals to -3/3 minus 4/3, or b is -7/3. So the equation of the line that is parallel to this line is y equals to 2/3 x minus 7/3. This is how we find the parallel line to this original line. This is your line, and this line is parallel to this line, and it passes through this given point. So now for the perpendicular line. We know that the perpendicular line has to follow the definition, am I right? So for perpendicular, the slope of the perpendicular line must be negative reciprocal of this slope. So since the slope of the perpendicular line is negative reciprocal, I have to flip this fraction, -3/2. We have y equals to -3/2 times x plus b. The same process as you did before. Now you need to find the value for your b. What is b? We know that this point is on this line. -1 is equal to -3/2 times 2 plus b. So here you have -1 equals to -3 plus b. So your b becomes 3 minus 1, or b is 2. Now that you have your b, you can write the equation of perpendicular line. This is going to be y equals to -3/2 x plus 2 perpendicular lines here for you. Here, I move this up so you can see the whole board. So let us take a look at Desmos. This is y equals to this original equation, 2/3 times x plus, that is minus 5/3. So this is our original line, original equation, and we found a parallel line, y equals to, since it's parallel, they have the exact same slope, and we found -7/3. Very good. Take a look at these two lines. These two lines are parallel to each other, And as you can see, the slopes are the same, but y-intercepts are different from each other. The next line must be perpendicular. And as we saw, they have -3/2 times x and +2. There. So the green line is perpendicular to both of these two parallel lines. All right. You expect this to happen because the relation here says you have 2/3, 2/3, and -3/2. Negative reciprocal always result in a perpendicular line.